Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am delighted to welcome you to this is our first live Zoom empowerment call, and I am so excited about it. And as I said earlier, I am out of my comfort zone. This is where I'm supposed to be, out of my comfort zone, doing something really fun. But I'm so delighted to welcome you to our Zoom connection today. We're going to be sharing some super inspiring stories of health and hope, of lives changed. And I know that if this, I haven't seen anybody brand new, but if this is your first exposure to the Juice Plus family, I know that you're going to be thanking the person who invited you to this call. My name is Sharon Rankin. If I haven't had a chance to meet you, 33 years ago, a person asked me a question that changed the course of my life. And it always brings me to tears because I'm thinking, what if she didn't ask me? And that question was, do you know of anybody who could use some extra income? Our company is looking for a few good people. I don't even think I was on her list. But she saw me. She asked that question. I said, tell me. I want to know all about it. And that's when I was introduced to what is now the Juice Plus Company. And that answer, that decision changed the course of my life, all for the better. And literally thousands, tens of thousands of other lives have been changed because I said yes. So this morning, I am so excited to have two friends that are on the call. They're both here in the Middle Tennessee area. And I'm going to share my story a little bit in just a minute. But I just met Jerry Carmichael for the very first time. She's here. Where's Jerry? I see her somewhere. There she is, over here. For the first time this last Saturday. She lives in Murfreesboro, and she shared her story at our training this past Saturday, and it so touched me that I knew other people across the country needed to hear her story as well. She's a mom of 4. She's a special education teacher. Jerry loves traveling and archery. And her story definitely touched us deeply. So welcome, Jerry, and thank you for coming to share on our call.
Thank you, Sharon. My journey with Juice Plus begins truly out of desperation. I have 4 children, as she told you, and one of my children at the age of 8 was diagnosed with posterior orthostatic tachycardia. And we were told by the doctors that she would probably outgrow it in her teenage years. Well, as she became a teenager, she didn't outgrow it. It just got worse. Her episodes of passing out and spells of dizziness were causing me to have to pick her up from school on a regular basis, probably once or twice a week. So when I say desperation, it's a strong word, but that was my reality. One day we were driving, it was her and I in the car, and she turned to me and she said, Mom, I don't ever want to have kids. I don't want to bring a child. I don't want to have a child that ever has to live the life that I live. And as her mom, I felt like a failure. I mean, as a parent, you're supposed to be able to take your child to the doctor and make things better, and I could not make it better for her. We had seen multiple doctors. We'd been to the Cleveland Clinic, and there was nothing they could do for her. She was a swimmer. She was a high school senior at this point, and she swam, and she, at the end of every swim, could not pull herself out of the water. We had to have coaches or us there to grab a hold of her and pull her out when she finished, because she would have episodes of passing out. So I was truly desperate. I would have done anything at that point to help her. And a friend of mine came into kind of like Sharon, just walked into my office and set 3 bottles of Juice Plus on my desk and said, I want you to try this with Megan. And she had heard all of our stories. She had been there and she had seen Megan at her worst. And so I called the doctor and asked him, I said, what do you think? Her cardiologist, and his office called me back and said, it's just fruits and vegetables. Vanderbilt has done lots of studies on it with the heart, none with POTS, but it can't hurt to try it. So we started her on it that day, and within a couple of days, we saw huge changes. She began having a lot more energy. Her color came back because she was always very pale with big black circles under her eyes. Immediately we saw these changes. But then we had our first swim meet, and you just have to understand, as her mom, when she dove in that pool, I was sick. I felt like I was just going to lose it every time she dove in, because I didn't know if she was going to pass out before she hit the wall, but she chose to swim. The doctors told her she needed exercise, and that's how she chose to do it. So that night at that swim meet, she hit the wall and her coaches bent down to grab her, and she waved at him and was like, "I'm good." And she climbed out of the pool by herself. And that was the moment that changed everything for us. I mean, for my husband and I, we knew that our whole family needed Juice Plus, because if it was doing that for her, what could it do for us? And so that's when my business side started. I met with 2 ladies at Starbucks, and they told me about the business, and I just looked at them and said, "I'm not interested in the business. I have no desire to do this business. I just need to have help being able to get the product to offset my cost." And so I signed up, and we ordered our Juice Plus. And within a couple months, my husband's blood pressure got better. I had cholesterol issues. They are 100% cleared up. My children had severe allergies and migraine headaches. We have not, we still have a little bit of headaches, but not like we used to have. And I knew what Juice Plus was doing for me, and I started sharing it. And now, a year and a half later, Juice Plus has brought so many other wonderful things into my life. I've been able to travel more. We took a family trip to Europe. I'm getting ready to take a trip with my husband. The friends that I have made through this business has just been amazing. And I'm blessed that that one person walked into my office and set that on my desk and started me on this journey, because it has changed everything for our family.
Thank you, Jerry. And did you not tell me the other day, if I don't want to share a confidence, that your husband had been laid off, and
Yes.
that you really didn't have tell me about that? And you didn't, because of your Juice Plus income. What happened? What's happening?
It's been able to help us to pay all of our bills. We've not had to really change anything. I've just diverted the Juice Plus from going to savings to going to paying the bills, and we continue on. And as of right now, he still doesn't have a job, but that's okay. We're doing fine. So it's been, Juice Plus has been a huge blessing to my family.
Thank you, Jerry. And your story is so, it just brought me to tears. All of us who heard it last, and I'm so glad that your daughter is doing better, and that all of you guys are doing better. That is wonderful.
It is. She actually went away to college. She left home. I'm a little nervous about it.
Good. Well, I also want you all to hear from another Nashvilleian, Middle Tennessee, Carrie Potter. Carrie is a wife, a mom, homeschooling mom. I've watched Carrie in the business for the last little bit. I don't know exactly when Carrie came into this business. She's a sideline buddy, but she's very quiet. Doesn't come in and make a big loud noise, but her story is very impactful. And certainly the income that she's gained from this business has been another empowering, life-changing story. So welcome, Carrie. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me, Sharon. And I am a homeschooling mom, but I'm actually not married. So
okay.
Even bigger of a blessing in that way. Yeah, so as she said, I'm Carrie, and before Juice Plus, I was a single homeschooling mom and a former naval officer. I was passionate about health, and but I was waking up each day living just for my kids. I had no dreams about my future, and I wrestled with loneliness and hopelessness every day. Our health journey has been a lifelong passion ever since I was little. Growing up, we bought all the right packages: low fat, sugar free, low carb, high protein. But my health journey began searching for truth when I had a little girl, and she had weak lungs that were always under attack. The doctors helped us fight by constantly adding daily prescriptions. I knew that this wasn't how it should be, and when she was 3, a friend introduced me to Juice Plus because it had helped her daughters get off of all their asthma meds. I had little faith. I was like, this is fruits and vegetables. It's not going to help her, but it's not going to hurt, and she certainly doesn't get enough vegetables. But within a year of starting it, I just started weaning her off of all of her meds, and that was when she was 3, and she's 11 now, and she never had another incident. And to this day, she remains super healthy, with her biggest complaint being that she doesn't get sick days from school. And now I've gotten rid of all my seasonal allergies, and I used to get several sinus infections every year, and I don't get those anymore. We don't miss things for being sick, and none of us are on prescriptions. And I love that I have these 2 little kids now, and every day I flood their bodies with 45 plants instead of the meds that we were used to. And then when I moved to Tennessee, so that was in Virginia. When I moved to Tennessee, I met a friend at our homeschool tutorial, and she friended me first, which as a single homeschooling mom was something I was desperate for. And then she shared the product, which I already knew of and believed in. But then when she introduced me to the business and I saw that she was providing for her family as a network marketing professional and homeschooling, I got really excited. The mission of inspiring healthy living was already something I was living. I shared all these healthy things I found and all the crazy things I was doing with everyone around me. I immediately joined her. And now I work with this amazing company that found a way to concentrate fruit and vegetable nutrition and put it in a capsule or chewable. But what really changed my life was coming into a community of people that were full of love for each other. They were focused on the positive, without drama, not judging, setting goals and reaching those goals, and encouraging each other to dream big. Today, I'm a totally different person because of the community. So earning $500 a month changed our family, and it showed me what it could do for others. It gave us hope and health and let us start living again. This past summer, we took our first vacation as a family of 3, paid for by my business. My daughter is able to be very active in her Irish dance school because of the business. My son is going to start sports soon and is very excited. And now I can homeschool, and it's possible and it's fun. And we get to go on adventures whenever we want because my job is flexible. And the scarcity that I once imagined for our life has turned into hope and abundance. I no longer tell my kids we can't afford it, but say, let's make a plan to make that happen. And the lessons that they get to learn as we do this journey together is priceless. I get to show them we can win even when life's hard. And as a single mom, I've been able to help friends and strangers financially, which has been amazing. But one of my favorite parts is the learning to dream again, something I never thought I would do. For next summer, we're going to join the Nashville Boat Club and go on lots of fun adventures with friends that I would have never imagined before this business. And in 2 to 3 years, it's amazing to think that I'll be at the top of the company able to provide insurance and health care that my family needs that has been so hard to make work right now. But being part of the mission so much larger than I am that provides health and financial freedom to so many just keeps me excited to keep sharing this mission when it does get hard. And then the community that you get to introduce people to is just like nothing else. You get to be surrounded by strong people that want each other to win because it means people are getting healthier and finding answers to their struggles. I love getting to show this to my kids too. So these days, I'm a homeschooling mom, providing for my family with big goals. Our first house of a family of 3 is on the horizon, and we know that endless adventures are awaiting us as we live life surrounded by this community.
Thank you, Carrie. Are you all not touched by these 2 ladies and their stories this morning? I certainly am, and I loved hearing them again. And thank you, Carrie. And I mean, when you say earning $500, how it changed your life, and then it certainly set a platform for you to go forward. That's where I was 33 years ago. My goal was $500. Make $500. And, you know, sometimes people sneer their nose up at me when I say let's start off and make $500. And I laughingly say, well, just go ahead and write me a check for it. We'll figure out how much $500 means to anybody for sure. But just to share my story real quickly, many of you know it, but in case there's somebody that on this call that doesn't, 33 years ago when I was introduced to our company and our mission, I was a broke stay-at-home mom with the reality that I was going to be a single broke stay-at-home mom, and I did not know how I was going to support myself. I didn't come out of the military. I don't have a higher education and no professional background, but I did love people. I was teachable, and like Jerry, I was desperate. I was desperate for something to change, and I needed a way, and that's when I linked arms with the Juice Plus Company, what is now the Juice Plus Company. The name has changed. The products have changed in 33 years, but I will tell you what hasn't changed. The mission of touching and changing people's lives has not changed at all. It's as strong as ever. We have the same president, the same character, integrity, the same level of reaching out there and helping people realize their dreams no matter what they are. So when I started, it was a goal of $500. I went out, developed 20 customers in my first 30 days, just like we teach today with the Getting Started program, the Fast Track program, launched my business. After the first year, we looked back, and I remember Jay Martin said that we had earned some $70,000. Now, when you're $45,000 in debt, and that's not from owning anything, I mean, that's a lot of money, but it was still going to pay debt. But then pretty soon that began to be paid off. We began to see reality happen. I did become single. I worked this business 5 years as a single woman, met Dave in this business. So I say that there's more than one kind of opportunity here for sure. And we worked this together. He's a national marketing director, and I am as well. And when we got married 22 years ago, we knew that the two of us together would equal more than two, so to speak. And we have been blessed income-wise. I can't even tell you the blessing of the income. And you all see that in our lifestyle and how we are able to bless others back. And it's residual. That's the thing that whether I work every single day or every single week, but once you establish that, it is residual and it comes in every single month. And in 33 years, I have never missed a check with this company, never once missed a check. And I don't know how many people can say that after that kind of time. And so today we love to gift and share and bless. In fact, we're heading off here just a little bit for the weekend. We're taking our grandson and his girlfriend off for a couple of days, and we're going to go play golf and have fun. It's his birthday month, and we're going to go do some fun stuff. And so this is the blessing. So I say I used to be a broke stay-at-home mom, but today I feel like, and I'm truly honored and humbled to say, a rich gadabout grandmother, and rich not more than just in money, but in relationships and experiences and contribution and all that goes into making a well-rounded life. So I just want to thank you guys for being on the call. If there is anybody that's joining us and this is your very first exposure, I know that you've heard from women today, and I see lots of guys on this call, and I'm delighted to see that. But let me just say that there are people of all ages, men, women, couples, people of all ages, backgrounds, experiences, just like all of us on this call and the stories that you've heard from who are joining this mission. The journey is touching and changing their lives, and such a result, while the backgrounds are different and the experiences are different and the journeys are diverse, people all report life-changing experiences, life-changing things. And so I really want to encourage you guys to get with the person who invited you on this call this morning. Definitely we are a passionate, I would say, if you talk to anybody in the Juice Plus community for very long, and I often stop and say, you can tell how excited I am about this or how strongly I feel, but we are definitely a passionate group of people who are committed to making a difference in people's lives. And that is exactly what we're doing every single day as we shine the light for health and hope. So we just invite you guys to take a look, get to join our mission, to learn a little bit more about it. If your first exposure, it may make total sense. I want to add Juice Plus. I want to know more about it. You may need, number two, you might need more education. Sometimes if it's a first exposure to what we're doing in this mission, you need a little bit more education, and that is certainly available and respected. Or you could be like I was when I first heard about this. Tell me, I want to join. I need to get started. I need to make changes today. And so if you're in that position, definitely get with the person who invited you and learn more. So I just want to thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, guys from all over. I know there's people from all over the country who have dialed in here today. And so I am delighted to see you and to be working with you. So have a super, super day, everybody. You can call, you can answer back.
Thanks, Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. It was great.
Thank you. Thank you.